Hey y'all, I'm Michelle. I have been a photographer for the last 22 years. For 21 of those years, I have been raising a family and grown my business through all stages of my kids' lives. Now I am the CEO of the MK Academy, where I love to teach and support beginning photographers on their journey. I never had a dream to be a photographer or have my own business. I sat on the board of directors of a multi-million-dollar company. I thought that's the way my life was always gonna be. And funny thing happened, me and my then husband got in a fight. His way of apologizing to me was to buy me a new camera kit. And that became my first piece of Michelle Kuzmic photography equipment. Fast forward about a year from then, I was at Michael's learning how to hand color pictures because this was back when there was still film. And the lady that was teaching the class really liked my work and she became my first customer. She asked me to shoot her wedding. So the instructor asked me to shoot her wedding and I started making a little money here and there from referrals. It was fun, the money was good. It was just a great source of extra income. It might be where some of y'all are right now, but very, very quickly after that first wedding, I went from having extra money to needing money because I got pregnant with my daughter. And I didn't want to go back to the corporate world. I wanted to stay at home and take care of her. So my plan was that I was going to make just enough money that I needed to contribute to the household. And then when she went to kindergarten, I was going to go back to work. Before she went to kindergarten, she had two brothers come along and I never made it back to the corporate world. And when I say that I was making just enough money, that's exactly what I was making, just enough. And I woke up one day and I knew that wasn't what I wanted for my family. It wasn't what I wanted for myself. So I flipped the switch pretty quickly. And how I flipped that switch was I stopped thinking like a desperate mom trying to make money to take care of her kids, and I started thinking like a business owner. The only way I could learn to formally run a business was to either go back to college or go to a week-long photography program in another state. And again, I was just getting by and I had 3 kids under the age of 5, so leaving them with their dad for a week wasn't even an option. So I had to figure out things for myself like designing a logo and money management, and there were a lot of tears. But I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. It doesn't matter how beautiful the images you create are. If you don't know how to run a business and be a boss, you're always gonna struggle. You might find it interesting that the first year that my business hit 6 figures, I was still shooting an auto. I had invested more time in learning how to run a profitable business than I had in learning how to take pretty pictures. I cannot express to you enough how important it is to start running your business based on numbers and not feelings. When I launched the MK Academy, my plan was to drop a few mini courses, to do some workbooks and do one-on-one coaching, and that's what I've been doing. However, something just didn't feel right to me, but I felt like something was missing. I didn't want to just throw information out there and leave students without any kind of support. I can't tell you how many workbooks and courses and different things I've invested in for me, my personal business. I don't feel like I got enough out of because I didn't have anybody to go to ask questions while I was trying to learn it on my own. So I started creating with my heart, and that's how the idea to Income Membership was born. I asked myself, what was it that I needed when I first started out that would have helped me? And the very first thing was, I just wanted someone to tell me what to do. I didn't want any fluff, no extras, just give me a task list and let me get it done. The second thing that I wanted was some support somehow. I wanted someone to look at what I was doing, to look at my logos, to look at my websites, and then give me feedback. And lastly, I wanted it to be at a price that I could afford, because again, I was a struggling photographer. The mentorship is a 12-month program where I teach the 5 foundational pillars of starting a photography business from the ground up. And I teach it in a way so that it doesn't overwhelm you, and I add in lots of support and lots of love. Here's how that works. So the first week of each month, you'll get a workbook and a content video that you'll be able to go through. The second week of the month, then I have a live question and answer call, and you get to ask any questions you have about the content from the previous week. The third week is implementation week, because I don't want you to get behind. At that point, you've had 3 weeks to get the workbook done. And then the fourth week, and this is what's really special about the mentorship program, and it's what I'm really excited about, is that on the fourth week, you get to submit your content to me, and I'm personally going to review it and give you feedback. And that brings me to the final thing that I wanted to accomplish, which is providing it at a price that struggling photographers can afford, $47 a month. Even if you were only charging $50 a session, you'll be able to cover it with just one session. My goal is at the end of the 12-month mentorship is that you have laid the foundation for a solid photography business that gives you the income and freedom that you've been looking for without having to sacrifice your family. So if you are serious about starting a photography business, I would love to have you join me in the Idea to Income mentorship.